Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Thank y'all for joining us today. Happy Monday, everyone. Give you guys a second to pop in. Give you a second to pop in. How we looking, D? All right. Happy Monday, everyone. As you jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and state. Make sure you like the video, share, and if you're on our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, you follow us, you subscribe to us, follow us, like this video. Also hit the bell to be notified when we are live. We come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking business and finances. I'm getting my camera together still, get the lighting straight, make sure everything looks better than decent. Appreciate you all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Tagging in for a minute. Go ahead, talk to the people.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Y'all let us know where y'all joining us from. Switch these chairs over. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Hey, Lizzie from Columbia. How y'all doing? Y'all let us know where y'all joining us from. It is Monday, and we are going to be talking about some great things this morning. How was y'all's weekend? Did y'all have a great weekend? So for those of you that are on TikTok, we have a slideshow that we're going to be presenting. So if you want to see the slideshow, you might want to come on over to the YouTube channel so that you can see the slides. Got a treat for you this morning. So come on over to the YouTube channel. The YouTube is the blank spot. And make sure you guys share. If you're on YouTube, you can share the link to the broadcast. Make sure you do that. But as you come on, let us know where you are joining us from. So we had a very eventful weekend. We actually did, I guess, pop-up or vending show this weekend for Juneteenth. So it was an eventful weekend. Good morning, Tracy from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning, True Prince family. Arona, good morning, good morning. So we are getting ready to get this day started. Oh, it went well, Tracy. Thank you. It went well. We did some networking out there. Had a good time. So it went well. Thank you.
Hey. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. Grand Rising, everyone. My name is Eric.
I'm D, y'all.
And this is the Blank Spot Academy. We come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking business, and some finances. And today is not going to be any different. So today is our first official start of Business Beyond Crafting.
Business Beyond Crafting, y'all.
So if y'all missed it last Friday, we starting a new series. Business Beyond Crafting. But it's not just about crafts. It's about anything that you do as far as business is related, whatever it is, whatever your skill set is, whatever it is that you do to make money. We're going to talk about business beyond that. A lot of people consider being in business is just about making sales, making things to sell. But we encourage you to understand that it goes beyond that. So we're going to talk about some things today, and for some of you, it's going to be for some of you, it's going to be new. To others, it's going to be a replay. But there's nothing wrong with the replay. So we've talked about this before, and we're going to keep on talking about it until it starts to stick and starts to stay. Grand Rising Barbara, Grand Rising Tanita, thanks for jumping on. Everybody else on TikTok that I did not recognize, Grand Rising to y'all. I thought that was an icon or something on the
it's my
that's your earring. Yeah. I was like, get this thing out of the way. Hey fam, Grand Rising.
Good morning.
That's the True Prince family.
Good morning.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and if you're on YouTube, it's awesome. You'll be able to go ahead and see this again. If you're not on YouTube, all you gotta do is go and subscribe to our channel. It's the blank spot. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll be able to see this video that we're doing today. We got some slides today, so we're gonna add this to the yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool, huh? You like that? Yeah. All right. So, if you're on YouTube, like I said, you're gonna be able to see the slides. If not, you'll still be able to hear the conversation. So, which way you want to do it is up to you. But I strongly encourage that you go check out our YouTube channel, because we have hundreds of videos out there. Some talking about business, some talking about finance, some talking about maintenance on equipment, some talking about sublimation processes, basic sublimation processes. So I think it's a great resource for information. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Once again, my name is Eric.
I'm D, y'all.
And this is the Blank Spot Academy. So we're going to be talking about pricing this morning, pricing your products. And I know what you guys probably looking at the screen, you're probably saying, well, why is he talking about cash flow? Why is he talking about keeping cash flow into your business? Well, that's about pricing, guys. It's all involved. And if you don't understand that, if you don't know that, if you think that it's just a one-dimensional thing, then you got another thing coming. It's all about how much money you keep.
Yep.
And learning to keep the money is going to involve how you price your items. Now, I want you to think about it before we get started. Pricing is going to take a mindset shift.
Oh yeah. It's going to take us not thinking about it for us as a person.
As a customer, yeah.
As a business owner, and that could be a little challenging to do.
Hey, Mama Still, Grand Rising.
Hey, Mama Still.
Out of H-Town. So listen, it's going to take a mindset shift. And I think a lot of people don't have problems with pricing. I told you that Saturday. I don't think a lot of people have problems with pricing as much as they have a problem with sticking to the price.
Sticking to it, yeah.
I don't think business owners have problems with pricing as much as they have problems sticking to the price. Now, if you price your items well for profit, that's awesome. You can do that. But you have to stick to the price. You cannot buckle under pressure when people are not buying, and say, well, you know what, I'm going to drop my prices. There is a such thing as overselling. And if you heard me last week, overselling can lead to running yourself out of business. So the first thing you have to understand and want to consider is pricing is going to take a whole mindset shift. You cannot think about it as a consumer. Think about it as a consumer.
Right.
So do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you one last chance to double tap the screen. I'm going to give you one last chance to share the video. Give you one last chance to like the video before I start talking, because I know once we get started, people are going to get, all involved, and we're going to forget to double tap, and we're going to forget to comment. And so we want to engage. Okay. Once again, drop your city and state if you haven't done so. Like, share, and tag. So let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. Cash flow versus income. Do you understand the difference? All this is involved in pricing. I know when you go out there on social media and you buy this class on how to build a t-shirt business, I know you want to get straight to the meat and potatoes. However, there are some guidelines, there are some building blocks that are going to need to have in order to be successful. Yeah, you got to establish these building blocks. You got to establish a foundation. And you have to understand the difference between cash flow and income. Listen, once you understand the difference between cash flow and income, then you will understand why this is so important. Now, let's talk about this. Gross revenue versus net revenue. Now, gross is everything. Anybody who has a job, you're going to see on your pay stub, it's going to say gross or net. Gross is what you signed up for. Net is what you ended up with.
That's gross could be gross sometimes.
Gross can be real nasty sometimes.
Yep.
But gross, by definition, in business is the total amount of money a business earns in a certain time period. Okay, it's usually gauged within a year's time, but you can go monthly, you can go quarterly, you can go bi, or you can go annually. Okay, but it's a certain amount of money that a business owns, usually within a year's time, before expenses are subtracted.
Before expenses.
So your gross is before your expenses are taken out, okay? Net business revenue is the amount of money a business keeps after all the expenses are paid, wages, taxes, fees, etc. Now, let's hover around this thing. Everybody should have at least one person on payroll. Somebody's gonna miss this one. See, we're so in a hurry to pay ourselves. You got a job, your bills are being paid, yada, yada, yada. I get it. Somebody told you, hey, pay yourself, pay yourself, pay yourself. But there's several ways that you can pay yourself. And there's several instances where paying yourself is going to help you. But one person should definitely, if you're a business owner, one person should definitely be on your payroll. And that's Uncle Sam. I need you to understand something. As a business owner, you're required to pay 100% of the payroll taxes, and that 100% is 15.3%. So that means that if the payroll taxes are your Medicare and your Social Security. So that means that if you in a business make $100,000, you're going to be required to pay $15,300. Unless you can get that bill down, that's going to be your requirement. So you need to have the IRS, you need to have taxes on your payroll, which means you need to understand how to set aside 15 cents out of each dollar. Because if not, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to stroke a large check
at the end,
or at the beginning of the next year. And the last thing you want is to have a lien on your business. Once again, business beyond crafting, business beyond your craft or your skill set, whatever it is that you're doing. These are things that are important, and we get deep. We go into these things deeply as you get involved with us as far as our classes are concerned.
Yeah, because we're so hard up with selling. We just some of us, we just forget about the implications with the taxes and things like that, and we just go about our way. And then now I have this huge bill that I have to stroke this check for. So, this series, Business Beyond Crafting, we're going to be talking about these things, going forward to get you prepared, if you are a business owner, to get you prepared for those types of things.
Grand rising to everybody. You're just jumping on. My name is Eric. And
I'm D, y'all.
This is D, and we are talking about Business Beyond Crafting. We are going into the pricing. We're going to go briefly into pricing today, and we're going to continue it on Friday. But the things that I want you to understand is the gross business revenue versus the net business revenue, and this is important when it comes to pricing. Also, like I said, you have to understand that you have to pay. You're going to owe 15.3% of your taxable income, 15.3% of your taxable business income. If you cannot understand how to get that down, then you're going to have a big check if you make big money. Okay. So you want to read this one?
Okay. So cash flow versus income, understanding the difference. The same is true when it comes to a job. So income is the amount of money that a person earns during a period of time, right? And then, however, the cash flow is the amount of money that a person has left over after all the expenses are paid. So I'm going to read that again. Income is the amount of money a person earns per pay period, okay? However, the cash flow is the amount of money that a person has left over when all of the expenses are paid, right?
And that's referencing a job. So a business and a job, cash flow is the same.
It's the same.
And anybody who knows and understands cash flow on a job or a business, you do not want to be living paycheck to paycheck or invoice to invoice in your business. You want to have an abundance, an overflow. So when I hear people talking about stuff like, well, you know what? It's enough for me. Is it really? Is it really? That's not a principle that I learned.
At the end of the day, is it really?
I didn't learn the principle of enough. I learned the principle of abundance. But anyway, so Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Continued cash flow and income. It is possible to make a lot of money in business and still be cash flow negative. I'll say that again. It is possible to make a lot of money in business. You can make a lot of sales, but you can still be cash flow negative. Leaving that business or that individual living paycheck to paycheck or invoice to invoice. You hear a lot of people talking about how much money they've made, but you rarely hear people talk about how much cash flow they have. You rarely hear people talking about how much revenue they have cash flow, how much they're in the positive, how much they kept. You rarely hear about that.
Nope.
You hear about people saying how much money they made.
Yep, sales.
Yeah. So, business beyond crafting goes into a lot of different avenues. Quavea, I believe Quavea.
Good morning.
Grand Rising, thanks for jumping on. And you have to understand this. These are some things that you're going to need to know. Now, it may not sound as sexy and as inviting as somebody saying, hey, I made this much money. I went viral. I made a lot of money in sales. And it may not seem as inviting, but this is business beyond crafting. This is business that we don't speak about a lot. So you want to know these things, okay? So
I'll tell you what's sexy to me is at the end of the year when we don't have to stroke that big check to the IRS.
Yeah,
that's sexy.
Because you're going to owe a tax bill. It's up to you to understand how to legally lower that tax bill.
Yep.
Now you're probably saying, well, why do you keep talking about taxes? Listen, if your business is in the negative, it don't matter where you price your prices at. If your business is always in the negative, you're not going to have to worry about pricing. You're not going to have to worry about it because your business is going to be non-existent. That's important to understand. So we're going to try to gradually lead you into some of these things. Like I said, once again, some of this stuff we talked about already a couple of times. But to our returning customers, our returning audience, and to people who are new, think this is important. Coming up to pricing. Yeah. So you want to get this one.
So why is pricing important? A low price isn't always the best way to go, guys. So if you set your price too low, the product might see a lot of sales, with little or no profit, right? If the price is set too high, the business owner may see fewer sales. This can cause more budget-conscious customers to push your product out of the running in the market, right? So you got to be careful with setting it too low and setting it too high. So you got to be in the middle.
Incredible Grand Rising.
Good morning, Professor.
What's going on, Professor? So a low price isn't always the best way to go. Well, how do I price my items? That's what y'all are waiting to hear. How do I price you got to do your own research.
You got to do your research.
We can tell you, and we're going to share with you on the next couple of slides some suggestions and recommendations as to how to get started. But you still got to do your own research.
Yeah.
And it's imperative to understand that it doesn't matter who's sharing what with you. You got to do your own research to see if that works for your organization, for your setup, for your product. You can't just go on Etsy. And I say that's a great place to start, but you can't just go on Etsy and say, okay, well, they're charging $40 here. I'm going to charge $39.95 and roll with it. Your overhead may be more than what that person is charging. You don't know
what they pay for that product.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to work it to where you know what your expenses are when it comes to the product that you're selling. And you want to know how much profit do I want to make? Yeah. You have to put all those things into perspective.
Once again, if the prices are set too high, you're going to run yourself out of business still, because people who are shopping because of most people in the economy are shopping because of price. You got a small percentage of people who are shopping because of quality. Yeah. Okay, a small percentage. Grand Rising on the Bayou. Thanks for jumping on. We got a small percentage of customers that are shopping because of value. So if your prices are too high, then of course that's gonna make people who are shopping for money purposes, they're shopping for price purposes. They're gonna sit there and probably talk about your product. Oh, they're too high over there. I hear it all the time.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Hear it all the time. So that's something to think about. So let's talk about pricing your products. Every business will have to do its homework. That means every business owner is going to be required to do your own research. We can tell you 1,000 times what to do, how we do it, and how it's been benefiting us. However, if you don't do your own research for your own area, for your own customers, your target audience, if you have one, if you don't do your own research, then it's not going to make any sense. Business owners they have to consider things like production, any trends that's going on, what type of goals you have as far as making money, and any type of other business that's doing what you're doing. If they're doing something similar to what you're doing, competitor pricing, you have to concern yourself with that. Now, that should not negate the fact that you should be doing great work still, because when you price your items, you want to price your items per the quality that you're putting out as well. The quality, the value, and the overhead. So you don't want to lead with the customer. And this is just a couple of nuggets right here. If you're writing down, you might want to take this down. You don't want to lead with price.
Right.
You never want to lead with price. You always want to lead with value.
The value. What problem are you solving?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For that customer. That's what you want to lead with, and if you're solving their problem, they'll pay your price. And don't always go by, you may have a competitor and you see their price and it's way low. No, you need to keep looking to see what else is out there, because you don't want to go by what they're doing and then, you're out of business because you're trying to go lower than what they're doing, and they're already too low.
And this is not to make anybody feel slighted or feel bad or anything, but I want you to think about it. There's not a lot of business owners that understand what we're talking about right now. So if you're going off of what somebody else is pricing, like Dee said, then you may be, ruffling your own feathers for no reason, because they have no idea about business. They have no idea about how much it's costing them to produce. They're not looking at the trends. They don't have any, they may have revenue goals, but they're definitely not thinking about the cost of things. They're not thinking about their overhead. We have a storefront. We have an overhead. And even with that storefront, we still are able to competitively price our items across the board in comparison to a lot of bigger box companies. Because I didn't realize that until we got into this business. I didn't realize that there were so many people, so many companies, so many larger companies providing sublimation blanks.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize it, and I didn't care. I mean, I need to know this, but I didn't realize that. And it makes a difference. So before we drop the next couple of nuggets, I want y'all to go ahead and double tap the screen. If you're over there, if you're over here on YouTube and Facebook, I want you guys to make sure you shared the video. Make sure you shared the video. Make sure you have liked, and make sure you have followed us, and subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be giving these nuggets out twice a week. We're going to be doing these videos and having them available for you. Not sure how long they're going to be available, but take advantage of them while they're here, because you want to know. You don't want to be the one that doesn't know. Okay. You don't want to be, but you got to do your own homework. Relying solely on someone, because they are a teacher, they're a coach, they're a mentor, they are, a doctor, a mister, a business, MBA, whatever the case may be. You may want to do your own research. I'm talking about this specific video right now, Mama Still, that is playing on our YouTube. So you'll be able to go back and look at the replay. Okay. So let's keep it going. And just quick pause. We're going to do a small commercial break. My name is Eric.
I'm Dee, y'all.
And this is the Blank Spot Academy. We come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are in the Columbia area, if you're in South Carolina, if you're located in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, I know those are a lot of people who came and visited us. Did I say Florida? Florida. Okay. Yep. We are hosting our very first My Crafty Business Expo. That is an event that we are hosting. The Blank Spot is hosting. We will be hosting it at the Medallion Conference Center right here in Columbia, South Carolina. All business owners, all hobbyists, All creators and all crafters are welcome.
Mm-hmm.
However, this business is being geared toward crafters and creators and designers.
Mm-hmm.
This expo is going to give you the ability to ask us questions. We're going to have workshops like this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a couple of seminars that talks about business. It's going to talk about taxes. It's going to talk about a little bit of pricing, going in more into detail. It's going to be talking about cash flow, a little bit about business credit, how to build your business correctly, the things that business owners should want to know. That's what we're going to be talking about. We have about 23 or 25 vendors right now, and we're still looking for, a handful of more vendors.
We're still accepting vendors.
We're still accepting vendors.
You guys want to participate, make sure you sign up and do your application for the vending.
Okay. And the vending, you can find the vending application on our link tree. You can find it on our link tree. If you're on TikTok, if you're on our Facebook page or YouTube, you can find the event on our website. If you go to our website, theblankspot.com, you'll find it there. But yeah, and if you're interested and you want to find out more about it, you just want to ask some questions, feel free to email us. You can email us as well. You can find our email. It's everywhere posted on our social media. So we just finished an event Saturday. Just finished an event Saturday, and I'm realizing for sure the importance of getting out from behind these doors, these walls, and the desk, and getting out there and mingling with customers. So it's very important to understand that no matter what type of business you have to get out there and be engaged and involved with the customers, because a lot of times people will not know that you're in business, and they won't know what you can do to help them. Okay. So that's a little bit of what we got going on. We have one more Juneteenth event to attend. That's going to be in Augusta. On the 19th.
Band of Brothers.
Yeah. So we're going to be out there.
Juneteenth event.
We're going to be out there kicking it with some Augustonians. I guess that's right. Augustonians. I don't know. So, but yeah, we're gonna be doing that on June 19th. So if anybody is close to Augusta and you following us, come on out there,
come check us
and
out.
check us out. Find out what we're gonna be, because we're gonna post it. All right. But let's go ahead back to our scheduled content.
Back to the regularly scheduled programming.
Okay. So pricing your products. Are you trying to find the retail price for your product? That's the question, because everyone who is selling something is retail. I don't care what people are telling you. They can call themselves wholesale. They can call themselves bulk. Everybody's doing retail, unless you have created that item yourself. If you have full control of that item, could be digital content. Digital content is wholesale. Okay, that can be wholesale. But anybody who is purchasing something and then reselling it, it's retail. So are you trying to find a retail price for your product? If so, there is a relatively quick and straightforward way to start setting your price. Okay. Or to set a starting price. Now, this is the thing that most people want to hear. Quick, easy, straightforward.
Yeah.
Simple. I hope I got your attention. Because even though there's a simple, straightforward, quick way, you still have to understand.
It's a lot of stuff you gotta understand. And I know that there's people out there that's been in the I would say maybe like t-shirt industry or whatever, and you hadn't thought about inflation and the cost, the rising cost of the goods and stuff. So you still selling your t-shirts the same price that you were selling them for 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
I make this joke.
I know the cost of that t-shirt that went up. I know the cost of all your supplies that went up. So when that stuff goes up, you have to adjust your pricing. You can't be selling the same $10 shirt today.
Well, you can.
It ain't gonna work. Listen, you're gonna be out of business real fast. You have to adjust your pricing based off of those variables. You know? Y'all know you go to y'all remember how I'm gonna say the egg, the whole egg situation. Y'all know how we went to the store and them eggs was $10.
They ain't stopped buying them, no.
right? So if the eggs are $10 and you make cakes, are your cakes still the same price?
Oh, that's a good
Are
analogy.
your cakes still the same price when the eggs went up? Did you think about that? Because now your profit is lower because you just paid $10 for these eggs.
Yeah.
You know? So you have to think about all those different things.
So I make this joke all the time. Talk about yesterday's price is not today's price. And the joke is probably ain't funny, but why are we still selling shirts for $25 if our overhead has changed?
Right.
Now there are some people who are able to sell shirts at that price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Several types of shirts.
Mm-hmm.
If you're buying your stuff in a large amount,
Mm-hmm.
if you're buying your stuff at a lower cost, you may be able to afford to profit-wise lower your prices. But
Right.
I want to
Right.
share something with you. Just because you can afford to lower your prices, that doesn't mean that you should.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading something on social media the other day, and a lady was doing a live video, and I was reading some of her comments on the video. She said, "You are not a capitalist."
Mm.
She said a capitalist is an action. She said, "You are not a capitalist." Well, you may not be a capitalist, but you definitely need to operate in the form of capitalism. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, and you walk out there talking about I want everybody to be able to afford my stuff, and I want everybody, you're not an everybody business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not your customer. So when we sit there and we try to attract everybody, you definitely don't want everybody in your business, because everybody in your business is not a good look. Even with Wally World and Target, they have their target audience. Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, they have their target audience.
Mm-hmm.
The crafting stores, they have their target audiences. Yep. And you have to understand that everything is not going to be for everybody. So you cannot try to be everything for every customer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work. Never be afraid to change your prices when the market changes because of inflation or any other variable costs.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be afraid to change your
No.
prices. One variable cost, or one thing that causes you to raise your prices is inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dee said, inflation is the rise in the cost of goods and services. So if it costs more to ship from China, you think we're gonna eat that? We're business owners.
No.
Hopefully we're adults.
You have to include those costs into the price. You have to.
Hopefully we all adults right here, and hopefully you understand how business works.
There's a lot of different variables when it comes to that. Processing fees. Do you eat those processing fees? You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people probably don't even think about that. Your the sites that you use to accept the money, they charge you a fee. Yeah. So do you wait until the end of the year to write that off, or do you include that cost into the price so that you're not incurring that cost right now? Things like that you have to think about, because that cuts into your profit.
For someone who wants to be a six-figure earner in business, Grand Rising Mike, thanks for jumping on. For someone who wants to be a six-figure earner in business, it's kind of funny that we still accept certain things like those fees. Mm-hmm. And I want you to understand what a processing fee is. If you actually do, let's say, $100,000 in business, $100,000, your processing fees run you approximately 3%. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but 3% of 100,000 is $3,000. Mm-hmm. That's $3,000 that you'll obviously be able to write off if you remember.
Right.
You'll be able to write it off as a tax deduction. But will you get those $3,000 back in your tax return for your business?
Right.
Most times you won't. It'll just take and lower your taxable liability.
Yeah.
Now, the other side of it is you charging for those processing fees and getting that money back every month or every week or whatever it is however you get your processing system, your merchant account
Mm-hmm.
actually works. You get that money back throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what you can do with an additional $3,000 in your business.
In your business, right?
That can be payroll for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That can be the tax. That can be your tax liability.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That can be part of your tax liability if you're able to lower your taxes.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going into business with this empathetic behavior, saying, "Hey, oh, I wish if I was in business, this is what I would want to pay." You're gonna wish, and if I was in business, this is what I want to pay. You're gonna do that, and you're gonna run yourself out of business.
Mm-hmm. So
you got to be careful that you don't go into it in your feelings.
Yep.
Because there are a lot of customers right now, and I'm gonna put this out. We made some major changes as of 1 June, and it wasn't major for us as much as, well, it was major for us because we have a lot of customers that were coming in and getting these discounts. But we made a command decision. We made a decision to discontinue our military and our educator discounts.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? That means that the 10% that we were losing in profit off of every sale goes back to us. However, we had an option. We had a choice.
Yep, we did.
We could raise the prices across the board, and the people who were getting the 10%, educators and military, can still get that 10%, and they think in their mind that they're winning. Or we can remove the discount from the few.
Yeah.
And keep the prices the same as long as we can.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't think about it like that because people are not in the mindset of playing team ball. They're not team players. All I know is I'm coming in, I want my discount.
Yeah.
Because you said you can give them a discount.
People don't really, they don't.
Yeah.
It's the whole business mindset, because one person came in and you know what they said? Well, isn't he a vet?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with business?
Yeah.
Nothing. That don't have nothing to do with business. Okay. Look, we want to stay in business. Yes, he's a vet.
Yeah.
But we had to make a business decision. So that's what we did.
And in business, you're not gonna make a lot of popular decisions for your customers. It's not gonna be all popular for your customers. But I would much rather, thinking about it, I would much rather be able to provide coverage for many, than to satisfy a handful of people.
Yeah.
Never be afraid to change never be afraid to change a price when the market changes due to inflation or other variable costs. Here's the thing. Absolutely, Renee. Absolutely. So variable costs. Any expense or expenses that changes, based on how much a company produces and sells. We've seen over the last 2 years the prices for shipping go up and down.
Up and down, up and down. More up than down.
And I mean, when I say up and down, it'll go up to 100, and then it'll go down to 25. It'll go back up to 50, and go back down to 30. It never goes back to the original price. So we've seen it go up and down, and we are really in tune with what's going on now. Just so you understand, this is just a light training. This is a light training on cash flow, on pricing the products, understanding gross and net revenue. This is just a light training. We do these trainings on a regular basis. We do them one-on-one if anybody's interested. But the whole idea is you don't have to, as business owners, you don't have to explain to your customers why and how you're operating your business. Whatever policy that you create, whatever standard operations you use, that is what you do. You don't have to explain your policies, but you do have to have them out there and available so they can see. You don't have to explain why you're doing what you're doing. And that's what a lot of people also get caught up in, trying to explain to the customers and trying to appease the customers when the customers are not, they should not be privy to your decision-making process.
Right.
This is just training. All right. This is a light training, but the customer should not be privy to your decision-making process, which means you don't owe customers that type of explanation.
Your price is your price, and you don't have to explain anything to anybody. you know.
But the longer you stay in business, the more you're going to understand and see the benefits of understanding these things we're talking about. And this is the last part of this exercise that we're going to do. I'm going to pick back up on Friday. Variable cost. This is just an example, and I know you guys can't see on TikTok, but this video will be available for a little while. Variable cost. This is an example. You got the cost of goods sold, and what I have is on the left hand side we have the type of costs, and just an example because I may have missed some, right? But I wasn't trying to capture them all. Just an example. I got to drive it home. This is an example. All right. Cost of goods sold, production time, packaging, promotional materials, shipping, affiliate commissions, and then the total cost per product. Okay. So we have numbers. We have $3.25 next to cost of goods sold, $2 in production time, packaging, $1.78, promotional materials. That's any business cards or thank you cards you're putting inside there.
And stuff that we don't think about.
Stuff we don't think about. The 75 cents. Even samples can be promotional items. Shipping, I got $4.50, and then $2 commission. It's a total of $14.28 that it costs to make this specific item in this example. Now, mind you, when we talk about production time, that is the time that it's going to take you to produce something. And you may gauge that time per the hour.
Yeah. So you have to give yourself an hourly wage. Right? Give yourself an hourly wage, and then you do the math from there.
Do the math from there.
You 30 minutes, an hour, 20 minutes, you just do the math from whatever your hourly wage is that you set for that product for yourself. You may be charging
$60 an hour. Okay. If you break that $60 an hour down and it takes you, $2, that's pretty much 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So something like that. I legit hadn't figured in the promotional materials. That's very important.
It's the small stuff that we forget about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're giving away a quick sample when you send that product, that's a cost for that.
And you want to gauge how much that sample costs you.
Yep.
So,
those business cards cost, right?
Appreciate it, Mike. So, hey, Miss Kim, how you doing? Grand Rising. Yeah, it's going to be available. Don't worry about it. We all got stuff going on.
Hey, Miss Kim.
But you want to think about those things. So if it costs me $14.28 to make something, one item, then I have to ask myself, how much profit do I want from that item?
Yep.
There's a basic rule that talks about 3 times, right? That's garbage. I said it out loud.
Look.
I was thinking it in my head, but I said it out loud. That's not a great way.
It's just you gotta.
That's not a great way to. That's a simple way.
It's a simple way,
but it's not a great way.
It may not be the best way for you. Depends on what your product or service is. So everybody can't go by that. Oh, just take the price up 3 times, and then do your math from there. Everybody can't use that.
Yeah, you can't use a favorite product either.
You can't.
So we're looking for a simple way, right, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody's looking for an easy way, right? I mean, let's be honest. I want an easy way. I'm not judging. We all want easy and easier ways to do things. But the easiest way to do something is to learn and understand how it works. And then from there, you can devise a plan to do it easier or simpler, in my opinion. But just going right off the bat, wanting to make it easy and simple and plain, and it doesn't work like that. Your job's not like that. It won't happen. And it's just about educating yourself about your business. But you have to now ask yourself, what type of profit do I want to make?
Yep.
Where do I see myself in profit?
Yep.
There's several ways to think about or to design, how to come up with profit.
Because for one, I mean, within that, you want to be able to make another shirt, right? So within that amount, you got to have enough money that's coming back to you in order to make another shirt, in order to make another tumbler. Because if you're not investing some type of money back into your business, you're gonna be out of business. So all that, you have to think of.
And then when you make your sale, when you make that said sale, now you have to understand, once again, for those of you who missed it, as a business owner, as a 1099 contractor or 1099 business owner, you are responsible for 15.3% of your payroll taxes. That means if you have a job, you're responsible for half of it. If you own that business, you're responsible for all of it. So now, if I take this $14.28 in production cost and I charge $30, then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm making some money. But now, guess what I have to do? The first thing I need to do is take those taxes out. If it's state and local taxes, that money has to be taken out and put into an account because I have to pay that every month, right?
That's the correct way.
That's the correct way to do it. And then for the payroll taxes, I want to take that 15% out of there and set it to the side, whether I'm going to owe 15% or not. Whether I'm going to owe that amount or not, I'm still going to owe 15%. Yep. So the whole idea is to owe 15% of a less amount than a larger amount, meaning that if I make $100,000, I don't want to have to pay $15,300. I want to be taxed at a lesser rate, a lower rate.
Yeah.
So now my taxable income, if I can get it down to 20%, $20,000, then I'm paying 15% of $20,000, if that makes sense. So you want to take the 15% out of that sale as well. You want to start doing that. Because if you start doing that and make it a habit, and I sold something for $30 and I take 15% out of that, well, that's $4.50 ish.
Yep.
Yeah, that's $4.50. How did I come up with that? 3 times 15. 30 times 15 dropped to zero, $4.50. So $4.50 out of that $30 is going to payroll taxes. So I got what, $26.50 left. Some of that's going to be other money. So I just lost my double.
You did?
I just lost the double amount. You see what I'm saying? So, so there's a lot of things to think about. A lot of things to think about. Not trying to.
It's the small things like that we don't think about until it's too late. We don't think about it.
Let's see. We're gonna talk about this on Friday.
All right, so we're gonna continue.
Yeah, we're gonna continue this on Friday. But on Friday, guys, just know that we're gonna be talking about setting up your first price, add up the costs involved, bringing in the product market, set your profit margin. Profit margin is going to be important to understand. Profit margin on top of those expenses, and that's when you're going to have your profit strategy. This strategy is going to be called cost plus pricing. Okay, cost plus pricing. But that's what we're going to pick up on Friday. Okay, we're going to pick up on Friday with that. So I want you guys to make sure you follow us on all our social medias, IG, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Everything is going to be the blank spot. Everything's going to be the blank spot. You can find us there. We got 2 Facebook groups. One's the blank spot -TBS and one's the blank spot Academy. And also, if you are interested in collaborating with us, if you want to get another class, if you want to do some one-on-ones, you can check out the upcoming classes at theblankspot.com/collections/academy. And you can see what classes are coming up next. We have Tumblr class coming up on the 17th.
24th, we have sublimation basics.
Okay. And probably gonna be is there another Saturday? That's it. So yeah,
that's it. I think
gonna do our best to work in some business classes. I want y'all to understand something. We're giving you a little bit, and even though this little bit of this information may seem like a whole heck of a lot, I need you guys to understand that it's not a lot. It's so much more. There's so much more involved in building your business beyond crafting. So there's going to be a lot of courses out there that we are creating. And this is just basically a light introduction. But you're going to have questions. And as you should, whether you knew or whether you've been doing it for a long time, we all have questions. But you want to make sure that when the classes are available, that you position yourself to purchase the class and take the class. we like to have live classes. We like to have live interaction, and to get you off of these platforms so you can go back to the back office behind the scenes and actually, get involved with what we know. Even as we begin to have other people on our platforms to share information with us. Are your classes by video or in person? Both. Both. We're gonna have them both by webinar and both in person. I don't know what it is, and this is not for that's Sean. That's not for you. But I don't know what it is about people wanting to look in your face to do classes. You can see my face right now. But we want to make it convenient for people. We realize that it's about a social connection. We realize it's about a human connection, and people want to feel comfortable with what they're actually doing. Hey, Latrice, what's going on? Thanks for jumping on. So we're going to open it up for some Q&A. Anybody have any questions or comments about what they just saw? We just did a pricing overview, part 1, basically. And we talked about gross revenue and net revenue. So where's the questions at, y'all? I'm ready. We ready. You can go back and watch it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, just go to the YouTube. You can see the slides on the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Go back and watch it on the YouTube channel, or on one of our we're watching the YouTube channel. I might take it off of Facebook. We want to drive the traffic to a YouTube channel. Questions or comments? Once again, I said this in the beginning. I don't think people have a problem with pricing as much as they have a problem with sticking to the price. It's going to be imperative that you stick to the price. Before that's a good question, Melissa. Before you can market to your target audience, you got to create one. That's the first thing. So we have to first identify, and I'm sure you know that, but first you have to identify who your target audience is. Once you do that, you market to your target audience by basically providing solutions to their issues. Our target audience are people who conduct themselves and make money in the process of sublimation.
Newbies.
Yeah.
People that are looking to get into the process. So, it's about posting, posting your items. You got to make sure that you're consistent. When you're consistent, you will grow, So whether that is posting, twice a day, 3 times a day, using some type of automated system.
Yeah.
And there's different ways to, like on the social medias, to where you can say that I want this to see a certain genre of people.
Look at you all up in the thing.
Meaning whatever your craft or whatever your business is, you can filter that out and say, hey, let's show this to these people.
Absolutely.
On those social medias.
Hashtags.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm learning. Grand Rising Queen. I think that's Kyra. Hey, what's going on?
Consistency is my main problem. So if the consistency is your problem, then maybe you could, use an automated system to where maybe on a Sunday you're writing out all of your posts, and then this automated system is sending them for you.
Or a day that you're off.
All you're doing is just setting it up, and then they're sending it on Monday at a certain time. There's different programs out there that would do that for you.
The biggest thing, I think, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a great question. We're going to be talking about that as well. We're going to get into that, the target audience, finding your target audience, and then also marketing to your target audience. Marketing is about consistency, like Dee said.
Yeah.
There's no certain answer as far as I've reached everybody.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this a second, third, fourth, fifth time? Because there are some people who haven't heard this conversation. There's some people who haven't heard this conversation. So we're going to be talking about they're going to be talking about this repeatedly. Same thing with our videos that we're going to be sharing. Make sure that when you're marketing, man, I love that question. Make sure that when you're marketing, that you are using hashtags that are going to attract customers and not competitors.
As he sips his coffee.
too many times we're putting hashtags out there and we're attracting people who are doing the same thing that we're doing. And we're sitting there showing them the entire process. See, for us, we're a sublimation blank supplier. We're located at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 2627, Columbia, South Carolina. We provide sublimation blanks and supplies. If you don't believe me, go to our website. It's theblankspot.com. So now, we do have vinyl. We do have access to DTF transfers.
Yep.
We have eco-solvent equipment, supplies for eco tanks, ink. We got a plethora of items just on our website alone.
Yeah.
But I want you to understand something. When we create an item, when we're back there sublimating a substrate, or we're back there doing a tumbler, when we're doing a tumbler, we're doing it based off of our target audience. We want people to know how well our items sublimate.
Exactly.
And how easy it is to sublimate them. So now I need you to buy our stuff. That's our target audience.
Right.
And that's our marketing strategies.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what the blank spot? Yeah.
I love it. You gotta do that shit.
So you gotta think about this. You gotta think about this. Too many times we are on social media, you find people blinging, right? And you've blinged. And you said, well, you know what? You've told your entire audience, you've shown your entire audience how to make a cup, or how to bling out a notebook, or how to, whatever. Your choice, your business. However, who are you marketing to? And how are you marketing to them? Hashtags makes a difference. Yeah. And also your content makes a difference. The content makes a difference. So we're at different levels. The level of our store and our business is because we're in retail. We want people to see how easy it is to use our items.
Right.
For you, who's making the shirt or the item, who's making the item for the end user,
you pretty much want to show your end product. I mean, because
I sip my coffee,
you want the end product because you're selling that product, right? So many of you guys, you are on there, you showing the whole process from start to finish.
Grand Rising, little sister.
But you want to show the end product.
Grand Rising, Ronnie, how you doing? So yeah, and I know, I get it, man. Oh man, I don't want to be a gatekeeper. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. Man, listen. Burger King and McDonald's ain't sharing secrets. I keep trying to tell y'all this.
Nope.
And it's not about gatekeeping. It's about understanding what it takes to be a successful business owner. If you are in the business of teaching, then teach by all means. If you're in the business of making stuff, then make stuff and sell it. But you can't be in the business of both. I need you to understand this. As much as your heart is going to pour out to somebody who is new, like you are or you were, you ain't in the position. You're not in a position to be trying to carry somebody and teach somebody, and as you're trying to learn your business, and they're saying, "Hey, you know what? Show me how you did that." You ain't you got just enough for you right now. I'm being honest.
You haven't graduated to that yet.
You got just enough for you.
You know what I'm saying?
So you want to make sure that you keep everything that you have for you. It's not gatekeeping. It's not sharing information. I hear people use that word out of context all day long. In my opinion, it ain't gatekeeping. It's about understanding what it takes to be a successful business owner. And once you understand that, and you get out the employee mindset and the consumer mindset, once you understand that, we can have less and less of these trainers. So that's a great question. It's a great question. It's about that time, man. It's about that time. So
thank y'all for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to get your My Crafty Business Expo tickets, guys. Don't forget to get your tickets. If you are wanting to become a vendor, make sure you get the application so that we can get you in. Right now, we have roughly about 23 or so vendors. We are still looking for some food truck vendors. So if you are a food truck vendor, you come across this, reach out and let us know if you want to become a part.
So we come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking business, finances. Today we're talking about pricing your products. We have this brand new idea, Business Beyond Crafting. We're going to keep this thing going. Make sure you like, share, tag, subscribe, hit somebody up. Let them know that we're on here. This can help any business owner because sometimes we get a little bit complacent, right?
Yep.
So this can help anybody, I think. But we're just basically sharing the ideas that we have, the experiences that we have had in our business, and hopes that it's going to improve and enhance your business. Thank you, Tracy. You have a better than amazing day as well. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Once again, like, share, tag, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when we're coming on live. And make sure you go check out our website, theblanksspot.com. That's THEBLANKSSPOT.com. We're running a 10% sale on all of our Father's Day and our Juneteenth sublimation and DTF transfers that are on our website. And also, if you go through our website, you can go and hit True Prints DTF transfers. They're also giving a 10% discount on their DTF transfers for Juneteenth and their DTF apparel. Okay, apparel. So appreciate you, King's Kitchen and Food Truck. I appreciate it, Miss Kim. I'm looking them up. But appreciate y'all for jumping out here and hanging out with us. We know y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all decided to see what we had going on. We will see everybody at the top because there are too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.
Talk to y'all later.